it's just everybody that's in my circle, they want to see me do good, and not only that, but me as myself, I want to do good also, so I'm gonna push myself to the limit.
How much did that motivate you last year? I mean, was that a little bit of a shock when you didn't make that initial 53?
Oh, yeah.
How much did that
Absolutely, absolutely. And going in, like I said, I never want to be in that predicament again, so I'm doing whatever I can to not put myself in that, not for the coaches to say, oh, we need to cut him. So that's how I'm approaching that.
When they cut you, what were the parts of your game that you knew you had to pick up? Like you said yesterday, you didn't want it to happen again when you got cut last year, but what were the parts of the game as you went over it that you knew you had to pick up to stay here for a long time?
That's something I had asked the coaches, because I wasn't too for sure about that. It was just a numbers game at that point, and I was just the odd man out. So it was nothing that I could have controlled, but I just keep going forward with everything that I'm doing.
And part of that question for me is, you know, is it speed? Do you have a hard time getting open at your speed in this league? Just going by 40 time, say when you were in the combine and that sort of thing, or
you're asking me, do I?
Yeah, is speed an issue, and getting open against the speed of the cornerbacks in the NFL an issue for you? Is that really hard to do?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
When you, everybody wants to finish strong. It's hard to finish stronger than you did in that Pittsburgh game. So, how did that? Talk about how that helped you carry you into the off season and into where you are now.
You know what? I was motivated to get that touchdown. I remember the night before I asked Corey. I was like, what it feels like to get in the end zone, and I dreamed about it that night. I asked questions about it, and unfortunately it happened. It was a dream come true, and it showed how I practiced leading up to that point. I never stopped working. I just kept going, and I finished in the end zone in everything I did, and Steelers game, it so happily happened, and it was just a dream come true.
I mean, you looked really fast in that game. I mean, you scored twice, right?
Yeah, y'all say 40 times matter, but shit, I guess if I'm the slowest, man, I shouldn't outrun them guys like that.
In terms of the fact that you were so productive in college, at what do you have, 1,600-yard year or thereabouts, how often do you kind of refer back to that when you're not getting a ton of chances as a pro, and use that as a reference point to tell yourself that you can play?
Oh, you know what? It started when I was a freshman in college. I started, and I wasn't getting as many targets because I didn't make the plays that came to me. And I feel like coming out here, if you don't make the plays, then you don't get as many targets like you're supposed to. So it kind of correlates to each other. But I know if I'm making plays, then coaches have no doubt in me to get the ball to me.
Did you, when you were a rookie, Rashard, did you think it would come easier